Wild dogs and hyenas have something in common. Both are lethal hunters and eat whatever they can get their paws on, whether it is dead or alive. If you want to see some of the most spectacular footage, which shows you the undeniable resilience these two mighty predators are capable of, keep watching as we count down 15 brutal wild dog and hyena moments. Number 15. Wild dogs versus warthog. Wild dogs are without pity. These wild dogs are dismembering this poor warthog alive, biting it from every possible angle and eating it alive. No mercy and no pity are the wild dog's motto. They're tearing this poor warthog to shreds and the pain is unbearable. But the dogs need to eat, and the warthog is tasty. Even though warthogs are formidable animals with razor-sharp tusks, one warthog against a pack of wild dogs isn't going to cut it. When it comes across a pack of dogs, the warthog is aware of this and will not stick around to socialize. It takes off running, and it does quickly. Even if the warthog digs a trench and goes into defense mode, it may not be enough to stop the attack. As you can see in the video, the African wild dog is a dangerous savanna ornament. The melodic laugh of these animals and their colored patterns are distinctive. Ungulates and other animals, including the warthog, are terrified of wild dogs who follow the pack hierarchy. Hunger compels them to attack anything that comes their way. These wild dogs are raiding a warthog's den. These warthog ask to see a warrant, but the wild dogs tell the warthog he's on their most wanted list, so they don't need one and drag him out of the den with brute force, to say the least. They accuse him of being alive and sentence him to death. The boar warthog is dragged to the ground to be eaten alive by the jury itself. This warthog finds refuge in a small waterhole, but it's not enough to keep the dogs away as they drag it by force out of the water. The warthog squeals like an eunuch, but nothing will stop this early death. The Fanatic brings you all the best content you want to see when it comes to the animal kingdom. If you want to see the latest confrontations between animals and the best animal videos, please subscribe now. We post new videos every day for your entertainment. Number 14. Wild dog versus deer. This water bug is big, and although the dogs are present in numbers, it won't be easy to take it down. They will have to synchronize their attack, so each dog strikes at the right time. Some of the dogs try and bite the water bug, but the animal chases them away as it changes position. The dogs finally gang up on the water bug and take it down. Now the water bug doesn't have any leverage, and the dogs begin to devour it alive. The poor animal is ripped to shreds in a matter of seconds. Two wild dogs try to corner a bush buck, but the terrain is extremely difficult to maneuver on. The dogs don't know where to start, and the bush buck is in a strong defensive position. The bush buck decides to jump into the water and swim across to the other side, but another dog waits for it there and takes a bite out of it. The bush buck returns into the water, but for how long? These wild dogs devour this bush buck in a matter of minutes and leave nothing behind. No need for scavengers cleaning up their mess, because there is no mess. This baby antelope is in big trouble when a couple of wild dogs dismember it in seconds. The poor animal was walking, and seconds later, it is in pieces. Number 13. Wild dog versus impala. The impala is the food of choice for many African predators. It's extremely fast and not easy to capture. But once a predator lays its paws on an impala, it's almost a sure kill. The hard part is catching it. This impala remains in the water, hoping these wild dogs won't go in to bring it to shore. But one of the dogs goes for it, and with a little perseverance and some help from his friend, they manage to pull the impala towards them and back on land. Then they drag it as far away from the water as possible, even though the impala tries to fend them off. These wild dogs just rip the insides of this impala while the impala is alive. They don't waste any time killing it. They just eat right through it. This pack of wild dogs grab this impala and pull it out of the water at the speed of light, and in minutes, they will have gobbled up the entire animal. On the side of a waterhole, these African wild dogs catch an impala. The impala was chased over the broad plains and into the waterhole by the dogs. As the impala swims into the waterhole, encircled by the pack, it doesn't know what to do. The swimming impala eventually makes it to the shore to rest, but the painted wolf pack gets their breakfast as planned. These wild dogs are gutting this poor impala. I'm not sure if it's dead, but it looks like it is. Number 12. Wild dog versus wildebeest. This wildebeest is caught between a rock and a hard place. Some of the dogs are pulling its snout, while the others are biting into his rear end. I don't know how long this tugging from one side to the other is going to last, but I do know the wildebeest is in excruciating pain. This pack of wild dogs is on the chase, and the target is a large wildebeest. The animal is running as fast as it can under the eyes of the herd. The dogs catch up to the wildebeest and take it down. This wildebeest tries to fight these wild dogs, but there are way too many of them. They jump the wildebeest like famished beasts without thinking twice. In this video, the barbecue is warm and the wildebeest is grilled as the wild dogs eat everything in sight. Number 11. Wild dog versus oryx. The oryx is a large antelope and it's equipped with a pair of long and pointy horns. But when you have a bunch of lunatics pulling at you from every side, you need to be better equipped than that. Or you need to have blazing speed. This oryx uses the bush to protect its back, but the dogs manage to bring it down and tear it apart from all sides. There's just no getting out of it for the oryx. Here is another oryx that bites the dust. The oryx remains on the ground, thinking it is better off, but it's just making things worse, I guess. But there's no such thing as better when you consider the circumstances. It's just bad or worse. These dogs are relentless and do not stop for 1 second. They bounce off their prey like super balls and keep biting until the animal doesn't know where to give and just crumbles. No size is too big for wild dogs. Just bring it on and they will gulp it down, just like they're doing to this huge oryx. This time, the target is an oryx calf. If the adults don't have a prayer in hell to escape, imagine a young oryx. Number 10. Wild dog versus honey badgers. Now here is an interesting matchup. 2 honey badgers against 4 wild dogs. What happens next? Everyone already knows honey badgers are psychotic, so I'm not sure how they will handle a bunch of wild dogs. Although the dogs appear to be having fun, the badgers are serious about their business. The dogs flee as the badgers charge them. The dogs are aware that the badgers have a powerful bite, but 2 of them are rolling in the grass while the other 2 annoy the badgers. The badgers eventually walk away, and the dogs exchange glances, perplexed. What's perplexing is how wild dogs can dismember a massive antelope in seconds, but have trouble handling a 30-pound honey badger. When 3 wild dogs approach a lone honey badger, the honey badger does not flee. While running for safety, he confronts the invaders. He's outmanned and outsized, but the wild dogs recognize him as a formidable opponent. Here is another honey badger being pursued by a few wild dogs. The dogs never try to attack the badger. They just run along with it, perhaps trying to find a weak spot. Number 9. Wild dogs eat kudu alive. A pack of wild dogs is on the chase after a huge kudu. They bring the kudu down and begin to eat it alive. It's incredible how tenacious these wild dogs are. When they have something in mind, nothing will change it. This lone wild dog battles with this kudu, and the kudu is fighting to stay alive, but it's not enough against this wild dog. This kudu runs into the water, trying to escape the grip of some wild dogs, but the dogs chase it into the water, and when the kudu almost reaches the other side, the dog chasing it hangs onto it. The kudu jumps into the water again, trying to get rid of the dog, but the dog is extremely powerful and manages to pull the large animal back to shore, where a second dog helps out. The kudu is torn to pieces by the dogs. These wild dogs seem to be enjoying their meal when this kudu surprises them by getting up and trying to escape. The kudu displays incredible strength as it carries the dogs in through the marshes, but only for a few seconds until it has no more strength and it's devoured. This kudu runs for its life from a couple of wild dogs and enters a watering hole, but things don't get better because the dog hang on and start to tear pieces of meat from the kudus behind. Number 8. Wild dog versus hyena. Hyenas are everyone's worst enemy, and wild dogs are no exception. When wild dogs and hyenas meet, anything can happen. The hyenas enjoy a good laugh, and the wild dogs observe and plan. In this video, this lone hyena fights off a bunch of wild dogs. However, it doesn't look good. Although it is tougher than an antelope, if the dogs keep at it, the result will be the same. The hyena sprints off, but the dogs follow it. The fight continues on the side of the road with the hyena hiding under a safari jeep. This hyena comes looking for trouble when it tries to get a piece of the dog's kill, but the dogs can multitask and are able to eat and fight at the same time. But when a few more hyenas join the fight, they manage to take the carcass. Only the dogs don't give up that easily and attack the hyenas again. The two hyenas hold the prize, but they are surrounded by the wild dogs. And now it's all out war. The dogs attack like an army of bullet ants, making the hyenas dizzy, and they manage to retrieve the carcass, and all the hyenas are doing is seeing stars. What a battle! Another fight between hyenas and wild dogs, each trying to take possession of an animal carcass. Thankfully, the animal is dead, or it wouldn't be feeling too good at this point. Number 7. Hyena versus sleeping topi. This topi is relaxing when a hyena sneaks up on it, but just when the hyena gets real close, the topi reacts and tries to sprint away. The hyena manages to grab the topi and take it down, and when the rest of the crew arrives, the topi is in dire need of help, but it doesn't come. Just more reinforcements for the enemy show up, and it's all over in seconds. This video is not for the faint of heart. These hyenas are using a play from the Wild Dogs playbook and don't bother killing this topi before eating it. They've decided to feast on it while it's still alive. The ordeal is gruesome and ugly, but the hyenas don't think so. They are enjoying every minute of it. The poor topi is gutted and shredded in no time. These hyenas are scouting the area for food, and they catch an unsuspecting topi that makes the mistake of taking a break and lifting its guard. They seldom miss, and once again, a topi is the victim. A baby topi is stolen by a hyena. The topi mother is unable to save her offspring. A small herd of zebras appears moments later, almost as if they will save the day and help the mother topi. But they actually chase the mother topi away. Number 6. Hyena versus buffalo. Despite their reputation as scavengers, hyenas are formidable hunters. When it comes to hunting a prey, they are tenacious and efficient, and they work well together. Even a pride of lions finds it difficult to take on the Cape buffalo. So what do you suppose happens when a cackle of hyenas decides to take on the monstrous beast? Look at how they systematically target this buffalo's private parts. It's probably old and deceased, or else the buffalo would be much more of a challenge. As you can see, they are strategically biting at the buffalo's private regions in order to take it down and kill it. These hyenas have targeted a Cape buffalo that has been isolated from the herd. You can see them once again target the softest areas of the bull. I get goosebumps just watching this. After some resistance, the buffalo succumbs and falls, but it looks like the hyenas abandon the buffalo and a male lion finds the carcass in the morning. These shrieking hyenas are on the prowl, and they've set their sights on a younger calf. Mama tries to defend her offspring, but more hyenas arrive. The herd is on its way, but it's too late for the calf. The damage has already been inflicted. Number 5. Hyenas versus hippos. A fully grown hippo will only be taken on by the most courageous of Africa's predators. These large herbivores, with 50-centimeter teeth and thick tire-like skin, are notoriously cantankerous and one of the continent's most dangerous creatures. What's incredible is that lions are wary of hippos and plan their attacks carefully when they've decided to target an adult hippo. It seems like hyenas don't care. They just approach the hippos and bite them, just like in this footage. For some reason, the hippos don't retaliate much. This younger hippo has an entire clan of hyenas on its back, and it's stuck in that water hole. Where is the rest of the herd? This ailing hippo has given up on life, and it's to the hyena's advantage. The hippo is beat, hurt, or sick and barely moves when these hyenas bite into it. The hippo tries to enter the water, but the hyena continues her massacre. The hippo remains stoic and takes the beating for a few more seconds, before moving deeper into the water where the hyena doesn't want to go. This hyena is whispering something into this hippo's ear. It tells the hippo it's hungry and asking if it can eat it. The hippo is obviously sick, so the hyena's whispers go unanswered. I guess the hyena is targeting the hippo's ear because it's the only place on the hippo's body where it can cause some major damage. Doesn't look like this hyena is planning to stop anytime soon. During this night video, a clan of hyenas chase a herd of hippos. The hippos seem docile compared to some other hippos I have seen. They run away as if they were impalas, and the hyenas chase them. What's up with that? Number 4. Hyena versus cheetah. These hyenas take on the fastest animal on land, the cheetah. If they're going to catch up to it, they better start working on their speed. But they finally managed to get this cheetah to climb a tree and stay there for a while. Although the cheetah is extremely fast, it can only run at high speeds for a few minutes before tiring out, and the hyenas are slower, but they have much more endurance. Hence, the reason the cheetah stopped running when it found a tree to climb. This cheetah is down, but the hyenas are not attacking it just yet. One of the hyenas seems to be smelling the cheetah, but nothing more. This cheetah is definitely injured, but we don't see what happens next. This hyena approaches a cheetah coalition finishing their meal. The hyena crashes the party and steals their remains as the cheetah flee immediately. This cheetah mom is protecting her cubs, so instead of fleeing, she confronts the hyenas. It's not a good idea, but she has no other option. She is determined and aggressive, and it seems to work as the hyenas disperse and walk away. Number 3. Hyena versus zebra. While hyenas do not have a preference for certain types of prey, wildebeest and zebra are two of the most popular. As a predator, the spotted hyena consumes the most meat out of all the hyena species. This pregnant zebra tries to kick herself out of trouble, but it's just not enough as the hyenas manage to take it down. In their traditional manner, the hyenas devour the zebra alive, and the fetus is next. This poor foal is caught by a lone hyena, and although it fights with all its might, it can barely defend itself. The deal is sealed in seconds by the hyena. During this night shoot, a clan of hyenas approach a zebra, but other than staring at it, they don't do much. Number 2. Hyena versus lion. We have seen hyenas hunt and kill all sorts of animals, including the mighty hippo. So then, what animal can challenge the hyena? The mighty lion, of course. However, one lion against the clan of hyenas doesn't fare much better than the other animals in our previous ranks. Of course, it gives the hyenas a better fight, but it's also trouble. That is, until help in the shape of another male lion comes running. Now you're talking. Another male lion changes the dynamic, and the hyenas know this. As soon as the second lion enters the arena, the hyenas scamper off. Even though she is a formidable opponent, this female lion is not as lucky in this night footage as the male lion was in the previous clip, as this clan of hyenas eventually gets the better of her. She eventually succumbs to the attack since there are too many hyenas attacking her. This is one of my favorite clips. Just when you believe this lioness is about to be slain by this hyena clan, the cavalry arrives, and the hyenas are ambushed by the rest of the pride. It's incredible how the hyenas fear and flee as quickly as they can when the numbers don't match. This lioness is attacked by a clan of hyenas in the water, but the feline is so powerful it manages to escape and cross the river. Another lion is around the area, but the hyenas leave it alone and return to the injured lioness in the water. Number 1. Hyena versus wildebeest. In the past, we've seen wildebeests doing well against lions in one-on-one battles, but the wildebeest in this video appears to be struggling against a lone hyena for some reason. It's worth noting that the wildebeest isn't particularly large, so that could be a factor, and the hyena just tears one of the wildebeest's legs off, and when that happens, it's the end for the wildebeest. This wildebeest already has a chunk of meat missing on its body, as these 3 hyenas try to end the hunts with a kill. It's just a matter of time before the wildebeest is killed. These hyenas have managed to jump a huge wildebeest in a waterhole, and they are all over the poor animal. As much as the wildebeest is kicking and twitching, with so many hyenas on its back, it's not going anywhere. Now here is something refreshing, a wildebeest that won't back down. Check out how this wildebeest challenges this hyena and even chases it away. Once in a while, it's fun to watch the underdog win, even if it's a small victory. Some of these hunts were mind-boggling, but my favorite had to be that wild and crazy fight between the hyenas and the wild dogs. Both are amazing hunters, but the way they eat their prey alive shows a blatant lack of respect for the animals they kill. I know people will say it's nature, but I'm still entitled to my opinion. Which one was your favorite? Why don't you let us know in the comments below? Well, that's it for our countdown of 15 brutal wild dog and hyena moments. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know in the comments what you think. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click on the notification icon so you can see our new videos as soon as they're uploaded. That's it for now.